Hey guys, this is Erin, your Red Bottom Realtor, just coming to you talking about things that future homebuyers should know. This is part 3. So, if you've watched the first 2 videos, you know that it's important to know your financial status and make sure that you're prepared. Know your down payment options, know your mortgage types and rates, know the additional costs, the pre-approval versus pre-qualified. We want pre-approval. You want to be able to know what home or type of home you're searching for. Is it going to be a condo? Will it be a townhome? Will it be a single family? Do you know the difference between a condo and a townhome? Understand that negotiation is part of the process. And if you're my client, you will be highly advised to do the home inspection. So, what are we talking about in part 3? Well, there are some different things that come home with home ownership that I want to make sure that you're aware of. There's some associated costs, like understanding that home ownership costs, like property taxes, utilities, maintenance, and repairs, are part of the puzzle. I always advise my clients to create a budget that accounts for these expenses. Now, as you're creating this budget and you account for these expenses, understand that if you don't spend that $100 this month on maintenance, do not spend it on going out to eat. Keep that as a safety net and just build it up, because it's not a if something, it's like football. It's not if you will get hurt, it's when you will get hurt. And it's the same for houses. It's not when something will happen, or excuse me, it's not if something will happen, it's when something will happen. So just make sure that you're always looking at that as a safety net or a safety egg, and not something that's like, oh, an additional amount this month that we can spend. Also, when you're buying a home, if this is not your forever home, take into consideration the resale value. When you're considering the resale value of a home, when you're making a purchase, things like location, school districts, and neighborhood trends tend to affect this. I say most counties or cities have a 10-year or 5-year plan to let you know what the future construction is for that area. I'd always suggest, if this is not their forever home, that my clients look at that as well. We'll discuss it to kind of make sure that this is something that they really want to do, unless they just have said, hey, Erin, this is the location I want. Come with it. And I'm like, okay, if this is what you want, this is what we'll do. But school districts may change, neighborhood trends may change, but there are certain things that you want to make sure that you have the most information to stay prepared. If you're buying this house because you really love the fact that they don't have an HOA, or their HOA is less than $300 a year, make sure that you understand that they're not changing management with their HOA, and that the prices aren't going to necessarily go up because they have to make some accommodations within that community. These things like that are important as you're looking at the resale value and just the overall value of the home. The third thing that I would like for everyone to think about are home ownership responsibilities. Yes, let's go there. When you're buying a home, I was joking with my dad the other day about this. It's not like you're going to ever feel like you have done everything that you need to do in your home. So don't get overwhelmed by it. There will always be, I should change this light fixture. Maybe I should get new carpet. I think I want to redo my furniture. There will always be things around the house to do. If you're ever bored as a homeowner, just look around. But when you're a homeowner, there are certain responsibilities to maintain their property. Sometimes the HOA has mandates. Sometimes you don't have an HOA, or depending upon the HOA, it may be significant restrictions. But understand that you have to maintain that property, pay your bills on time, and make sure you comply with local regulations. Case in point, I was talking to a client or a former client, who just recently moved into their place. I was happy for them. I'm glad we were able to close. And they were telling me how one of their neighbors, even though they're not in this, they don't have an HOA, one of their neighbors had their grass significantly high, and almost became a health hazard. So the city had to step in, and they left a note, and they basically said, hey, if you don't cut your grass and maintain it, we will take legal action against you. Things like that. Even if you don't have HOA, you still have to maintain the property. If you are a first time homeowner, I highly recommend that you take a home buyer education course. Luckily for you, I have one available. You can just DM me, send me something, add a comment to the link below. I will definitely give you the link to the home buying process to make sure that you understand the steps that are needed, for a home buyer, the education that you need, especially if you're new construction. Um, but to learn more about this, just let me know. And that concludes part three. So let's just go over the last three parts that we went through today. We talked about home ownership cost. We talked about the resale value and the responsibilities of a homeowner, home ownership responsibilities. This is Erin, your Red Bottom Realtor. Let me know. I love to stay connected. If you have any questions or comments, and I'll talk to you soon.